I am live and I have crazy hair as always on Sundays. It's so crazy. So crazy, the crazy hair. Okay, welcome to Growing Gratitude. I'm Becca Lori Hector. I am your host here every week on Growing Gratitude, where we talk about, excuse me, the challenges of being an autistic adult alive right now and what it is we do to motivate ourselves through all of it. So, welcome to Growing Gratitude. Behind me, I think I still have my co-host. Let's see if I can uncover him. There's my co-host. That is his behind. I will try to go the other way. That is Olive Schmidt, my co-host Schmidt, joining me today for Growing Gratitude. He's been really, interestingly enough, and very cat-like. He has been kind of like my shadow lately. So look at this. Look, what is going on here? What is this? Go up in the clip or something, or get out. Here's another clip. Get out of my face. Okay, there we go. We'll just put a secondary clip in to take care of that. Oh, there we go. Okay. Um, so I'm here and we're gonna talk about gratitude things. But I've kind of been in a weird space. So let me take these silly glasses off so that we can talk about weird space things. I want to share with you the space that I've been. I'm going to show you exactly what the space that I've been in looks like. Here we go. This is the space that I have been in. I don't know if this space looks familiar to anybody watching, but this is where I've been for the last like 3 days, like this. Um, and it's a couple of things that are going on for me. I think I've had some weird stress at work, related to the job and also related to my own autism. I had to ask for accommodations this past week because I was having some challenges. So it was a tired week for me in that way. Um, and then um, also, the weather has been poo, which, as you notice, I am once again inside for Growing Gratitude. Not where I want to be. No, sir. That is not where I want to be. What I'd rather be is in my backyard with you guys, chitty chattering about how beautiful it is outside. However, that is not going to be what happens today because, once again, for Growing Gratitude, it is raining. It has rained every weekend in April and May in Maine. I just want you to know that this year we have had weekend rain every weekend. It's really depressing, and I really, really need the summer to arrive. Is how I'm feeling. Um, so yeah, I'm really low energy. The past 2 days, I legitimately spent on my couch. I haven't left the house, and I think this is day 6, the beginning of day 6 for me of not leaving the house. I worked all week, and then I can't fathom going out into the world right now. I'm too tired to like do things in my house. So where is the energy going to come from to go out there with all them? I don't know, but that's how it feels to me right now. So instead, I've been in a cozy sweatshirt with my cozy socks on and just hanging out on my couch. And I swear to you, I think I've napped the last 2 days, most of the day away. Like, woke up, did my chores, had some breakfast, took a nap. Woke up, had some lunch, did a few things with my dogs, and Antonio took a nap. Right. And no problem going to sleep for the night either, which tells me that my body and my brain are really, really tired, that what I might be looking at when I'm in the hoodie situation, is genuine, like, need of rest, right? Not depression or anything like that. It feels really similar, and that's one of the things that I struggle with in terms of alexithymia is knowing the difference between when I'm feeling depressed or just feeling tired. Because when I'm depressed, I feel tired all the time. And so it's hard to separate that. And I'm feeling that now because I feel like there's a relationship there between feeling tired and feeling depressed. Like, if I'm not actively um, doing something and participating in life, I have this sense of guilt that I'm letting it all pass me by somehow. Um, so I've been working through that the last 3 days, and it's gratitude time, and I'm still in that low energy space. Like, what do I talk to you guys about when I don't have the energy to talk about anything? That's the craziness of gratitude. And that's why I think I make myself do these, because often, like today, I sat down, I have no idea what I'm going to talk to you about today, you guys. No clue. Right now, we are flying by the seat of our pants. For however long, we can fly by the seat of our pants, because I really genuinely um, have just been in recovery mode. I've been playing games on my phone and reading and doing no interaction whatsoever. And I know that that's the result of, the last 3, 4 months of really being re traumatized and having a lot of indecision and a lot of discomfort, right? In all of that. And so I need I need to think about that. I need to um, figure out how long I allow myself to recover, I guess, um, before I kind of slip in. And so what I have is this interesting thought that I had. So like 2 weeks ago, if you guys follow my Patreon at all, which if you do, I appreciate you for following my Patreon. There's not a lot of us. And really I'm trying to learn to work with it, but what I really enjoy doing is gratitude, and so Patreon really is just a way for you guys to support gratitude happening, and so that's why I have the gratitude growers level, so you can just like log on to my Patreon, sign up, support gratitude, say thank you for doing this every week, and that's it, right? No other obligations. But for myself, I use the Patreon as a journaling exercise, right? And I do a weekly journal entry for my page subscribers that really gives a window into what's going on for me very personally, right? And that maybe I'm still working through and it hasn't really quite made it out my mouth yet. Or the other way around, it's made it out my mouth, but I have more to think about it and more things I want to work around about it. And so that's kind of been um, what I've been using it for. And so the last 2 weeks of journal entries have been really interesting for me. And so I want you guys to um, just kind of sit with it. So I've been thinking about two things, right? First, I've been thinking about how important the glimmers are and how important it is for me to make sure that I get outside time and time in the sunshine and nature. And I'll tell you why. Last week's journal entry, maybe it was this week's. I think it's this week's because we're still on this week. Was about the day I went kayaking for the first time this season with Antonio, and how much it filled up my soul, my brain, my body, everything, how much it revived me, right? And made me feel amazing, and all of the glimmers along the way, right? So that's all kind of there, right, in that one. And the week before that, I started writing about my fantasy future and how I imagine my life 20 years from now, or how I would like to imagine my life for 20 years from now. And so I've been really kind of using it to play with different kinds of writings or different kinds of topics and things like that. And so I am secretly working on behind all those journal entries is trying to figure out how to do a series of journal entries that are kind of linked together. So, my favorite storyteller of all time, Stephen King, really took a playbook out of another author's game, which is to release stories in little pieces. So a while ago, wow, it's got to be like really a long time ago, guys. Now, like probably a decade ago or more, The Green Mile came out with Stephen King, and he's one of my favorite writers. And he released it as a serial, meaning he released it as I think it was 5 or 6 little books that came out, right? They were a few chapters each. And then at the end, that was the full book. And then once he'd released everything, of course, they released the whole book. Um, and then the movie came out and all of that. Well, this is a little trick that writers used to do in the newspapers, right? They used to write these little stories and then like continue them every week until they were finished and then start again. So I've been thinking about whether or not my journal entries could really be these little serial stories that I begin to tell. Because one of the things I really want to do as a writer is to explore other kinds of writing. I've written memoir. I know how to write for academia. I've written some technical writing. I've done lots of different things. I'm not a poet. I will tell you that straight up. And there's some things that I'm not interested in, but writing fiction is something that I really want to try. So I was thinking about kind of doing it in this low impact, low risk way and kind of sharing with you guys the stories that are in my head. And so if you think that's interesting, and I literally can't look at the bumps on my head or anything. My hair is making me a crazy person right now. Sunday hair, don't care. Um, so I was really thinking about doing that. But I don't know if that's what people are looking for out of my journal entries. It's really hard to tell. So I'm going to try. I'm gonna try to do a few little things with my journal entries. So maybe I won't do every week be a part of the story. Maybe I'll do it every other week. Ooh, excuse me. See, I'm still tired. Still tired. I'm not sure how I'm gonna roll it out, but I've been thinking about using my journal entries in that way, in a way to explore being a fiction writer. So if you're somebody who follows my Patreon, and if you are someone who enjoys my Patreon, I would love your input. I would love to know from you guys what you would like to see more of in those journal entries. Maybe I'll throw a post onto the Patreon where you can answer me there. Do you want to see more of different kinds of writing from me? Do you want to see more advocacy writing? Do you want to see me explore fiction writing and fantasy writing? I don't know. I'm interested in what you guys would like to see more of. It's as much an exercise for me, but I want to make sure it's landing with you guys. I don't want to be um, purely selfish. Not that writing is ever purely selfish, especially when you share it. It's not a selfish act, but um, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do some experimenting in my journal with the ways that I can write. And I'm going to throw a post up on Patreon. So if you're not on Patreon, sorry. If you are, great. If you're not on Patreon and want to be, head over there. The link is in the description of the video. But please, if you are a follower on the Patreon and you do read my journal entries, I would love to know what you want more of. I would love to know, what are the things I could be talking about on there that would feel like they are another little window into um, the way I see the world, I guess. Really, that's really what it is. It's my little perspective on everything. So yeah, think about that. And then with my last few moments of energy, because it is running thin, I gotta tell you, I am just gonna remind you if you're not signed up for the newsletter, my free monthly musings newsletter. It comes out once a month. It's part pep talk and it's part practical advice, and I always put a tool in there and I give you a good quote to hang on to, and most of the time there's a little bit of a some kind of promotional something where you'll get a discount on something in the newsletter and all of those things. So if you're interested in that, it's coming out very soon. You have 1 week to get it because June 3rd, the next issue drops. And I wrote it this week and I love it. I can't wait. If I could switch time so that it was June already so I could share the June newsletter, I would. I really, really love it. I'm ready to share it. It is just sitting there all scheduled and ready to come to you. So if you're not yet signed up for the newsletter, please take a moment and head over to my website or use the link below and sign up for my free newsletter. I think that's it for me this week. I am genuinely, I'm not that I'm thoughtless because it's never quiet in there, but I don't have any big overarching thoughts, lessons, things to share with you this week because I am beat, right? Just beat. And it started last week. It started last Sunday when I couldn't even muster up the energy to do gratitude last Sunday. And then I had a crazy week, which only made it worse. So I'm in a little bit of a recovery right now. And I hope that inspires you to know that when you hit a recovery place in your life, this is what it looks like. I have it too. It happens. What are we going to do? We have to take care of ourselves through this recovery and kind of ride the roller coaster that is life just a little bit, right? We have to be flexible with it. And part of my flexibility means sometimes saying, I can't be flexible today. I have to take a nap. And that's how I feel. I have some things that I'm working on today that I have to finish up, and then I'm taking a nap. And yes, it will be day 3 in a row where I am napping. And in fact, it might become a daily practice for me. I'm not sure. I am really enjoying the naps, and I'm really feeling like it's something that I could use every day. And maybe that would help me not feel so exhausted, right? Maybe if I rest a little every day, that'll kind of take me through. It's a new experiment worth trying, I think, if I can get my body and my brain to agree to take a nap at some point during the day and not think about all of the busy things it thinks about. But anyway, you guys, with that, I am going to say, let's call it a day for growing gratitude. I am proud of myself for making it here, crazy hair and all, in my PJs, feeling like I want to be in my hood and just disappear. Here I am saying, thank you so much, you guys, for joining me for this week's Growing Gratitude. Seriously, though, I thank you for taking the time out of your day to spend the time with me here on Growing Gratitude to think about the things that are challenging for autistic adults and figure out how we motivate ourselves through it. And this is one of the ways that I do it, right? I keep myself accountable and I make sure that I check in with you guys regularly. So I hope that today's growing gratitude inspires you to rest. That's what I hope. I hope today you've looked at me and said, "Man, she looks beat. I probably look that tired too. I too will take a nap." And with that, I remind you to always, always, always take care of your meat suit, protect that headspace, and keep your eyes, ears, nose, mouth, everything open for all the glimmers out there, the big and the little ones, because they are the things that keep us going. They are the reason we wake up in the morning. And until next Sunday, I will see you guys out and about on the interwebs, but I'll be back on Sunday at 10 a.m. for the next Growing Gratitude. Have a good one, you guys.